Hello viewers, this is Say-La-Vee and welcome back to our All the Mods 9 Let's Play episode 8. Alright, so welcome back to the world everybody. I have been doing a little bit of work on making it look a little bit better. So we have two extra platforms here and some bridges that connect them. Of course, this is not the end base, but it is going to be a good portion of the base, I think. There's some things that I would like to get into that are probably going to require some space here soon, so I figured I would make a couple of more platforms. We've got the blocks connecting them to the ground to make them look like they're not floating, and the wood platforms, of course, are floating because, in case you didn't know, wood floats. So I figured I wouldn't do archways to support these because that felt a little bit more fitting. We moved the... Oh, I thought that was out of power, and that's why it wasn't collecting, but... I guess we need to figure out why that's not good enough. I moved this and it has been working quite diligently. So if we come over here and look at our logs, we have 605 oak logs now. So that's definitely been working a lot better now that we've increased the range by 1 on that. Our netherite barrel is looking pretty good here. We are up to... judging by the tooltip, when we look at this thing, we're up to 70,000 cobblestone. So definitely looking good in that department, that is for sure. Let's go ahead and take a peek at the quarry. I made some more wind generators. We have them sitting over here on their own now, and they are just pumping into the flux plug in the quarry network. Then, of course, we have over here our quarry. This is right within the block. This is one block within the chunk boundary, so if we do F3G, we can see the chunk boundary. This is the chunk that I have that is loaded. So this chunk-loaded chunk here is just inside the bounds, of course, and that is digging very slowly, or I say very slowly, but it is digging efficiently on its way down to the bottom of the world. This has been upgraded. We have Fortune 3 on that now, so it is quite good at what it does. This block over here is at Y69. Let's see if it's found any aluminium. It doesn't look like it's found any aluminium. That's fine. But this is working its way slowly. This has been going the entire time that I've had this quarry that did these 3 sections here plus that one there. And that's down at a pretty decent Y level for how long it's been going. It hasn't been going too long, so I'm quite proud of how fast that is. And if we look at the flux plug, we can actually tell how efficient this is. So this is only taking 190 FE per tick, and it's fluctuating between 190 and it looks like 380 or something like that. So very efficient, whereas this one over here is draining 600 something FE per tick. So not only is it slower, it's draining more power. So this shines in its ability to empty out a space that we desire, whereas that design is better at just digging a hole straight down into the world. I've noticed while watching the resources and everything that it's collecting that it's definitely not collecting a whole lot of stuff comparatively to, what it could do in the overworld. I think that there's more ores in the overworld for it to collect. We're also up to 335 diamonds, which is awesome. But yeah, I think that we're going to, once it finishes... No, I didn't want to do that. Give me that back. Give me that back. Enrichment chamber. Where are you? There you are. We're going to duplicate those to get us 42, I think, ancient debris. Yep, because we've got 21. So 42 ancient debris is going to be quite nice. Over here, we are now collecting in our drawer here. So this is full and working just fine. So let's go ahead and take a peek at what I would like to do today. The first thing that I want to get out of the way is I would like to... Oh, we can delete this because I already mentioned it. I would like to set up a battery system. So by battery system, I mean I would like to make us... Ooh, Legendary mob. Let's go see if we can actually kill him. Absolutely not worth it. Just want to put that out there. That Apotheosis boss was not worth it. But anyway, back to what we were doing. Might even cut that out of the video. I'm not quite sure yet. I might just speed it up. Who knows? Anyway, back to what I was saying. I would like to make us a battery system. So in order to do that, if we hop into the Powah mod, there are these energy cells. And this energy cell is going to hold 1 million FE. And this is going to hold 4 million FE. So what I would like to do is get 2 of these energy cell basics crafted. So let's go ahead and go to energy cell. For some reason I can't type effectively when I'm recording. Do we have any of this stuff? We don't. So let's make one of these. We don't have any of those. Let's go ahead and make some of those. Dielectric paste. We have plenty of resources to where we can do this for crafting recipe now. Another thing that I did that I didn't put in the intro on the intro board is that I put a blaze spawner in our mob farm, and now we are collecting blazes every time we actually AFK over there. So while it's not something that's going to happen all the time, it is going to happen often enough. Oh, I guess I need another one of these if I'm making 2. It is going to happen often enough when I like get up and do some stuff around the house. And yeah, let's just show you real quick. Turn off the magnet. So back there is a mob spawner, and that is spawning blazes. So while we're standing here and we're within its activation range, it will spawn blazes, and it will dump their stuff in here. So we're collecting blaze rods, molten cores, and these blaze instruction manuals from the Iron Spells and Spellbooks mod. So not super effective because we don't have the ability to make it ignore players, but it is working in the background, so that's nice. So let's go over here to this platform, I suppose, and we will place down our energy cells. So I made some more flux plugs and flux points. So let's go ahead and place down this plug here. And this is going to be a plug to our main. We're going to go over here and... Oh. I don't want to move this Furnator setup because... Yeah, so we can actually watch this in action right now, watching it craft. That's pretty cool. But anyway, I don't want to move those Furnators just yet because I don't want to move the coal setup. Probably because I'm lazy, not because it's a bad idea. But we need a flux plug. We're going to place a flux plug down here, and we're going to create a new network that is red and call it battery. Set it to private, of course, and create. Set this to battery. Now it is going to input battery. And now these cells over here, we are going to place down. And of course, those filled with power out of my battery there. So let's go ahead and place that in there. And now we need a flux point to get power from battery. And this is going to charge both of these up. And right now it's actually going to charge our starter battery that sits in our inventory. But this is going to charge this until it can't anymore. And then it's going to start charging this one over here, which is going to be inputting into this. So let's go ahead and put that in there actually. And float our way back over here for now. And now that these are inputting to battery, they're also inputting into this little baby system over here that we have because of these energy cables. So this isn't completely effective yet. So we are basically going to have to disassemble this entire setup that we have and reassemble it somewhere else and put these Furnators and the coal production probably over on this platform. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take the time to do that, and then I'll bring you back once it is all said and done. Okay, so we have our machines over here. They are a lot prettier now. They have just an energy cable running across the back with the flux point over here in the corner. That is going to feed every machine we set up along this side. This is the machine infuser, by the way, that upgrades your RF tool machines, in case you wanted to see that. But yeah, everything is moved over here now, much prettier. We have one flux point running to these two latex units here. I am making this craft. We don't have any power in our main system at the moment, so this isn't going to do anything at all. So we'll just turn this off. Turn that back on. Turn on auto sort. Forgot that resets. But basically what I was going to do is I was going to upgrade to our energy cell basics. So we can either craft 2 of these using dielectric casings, or we can turn 2 starters into 1 basic. So let's craft 1 and then turn the 2 that we have into a basic. I think that'll be the best option here. Let's go ahead. Actually, you know what? Let's just keep that the way that it is for now. Let's do starter cell, basic cell. Flux point input there. We're going to set all this to off, and then down is extract, up is receive, and then this we will do all to off. We'll set this to receive, and then the bottom to extract, and then which direction is that? That is the north face. Let's turn all these off. Let's do up to receive, and then the north face to extract, and then flux plug main. So now what this is going to do is this is going to input power into here, push it down through this tower, and then output the power, or it should be. Right? Extract, receive. This is receiving power, I believe, from these 2 furnators over here. So this is how we set up our section. This is how we set everything up over here. We just stacked it up instead of across. So these are going to continue producing. This is going to do its job. These are going to very slowly pump out 200. Yeah, 200 something, 300 something FE per tick, which isn't a lot, but it's enough to maintain what we have going for the time being. So now we have our battery system set up. So what else would we like to do? Well, let's take a look at our list of things that we have here on the wall. We could start working on the power situation, which would definitely be not a horrible idea, because that would solve the issue that we're facing right now where we're not producing a whole lot of power. Let's go ahead and collect these. What did we get? Some energy cable basic and a regular basic capacitor. So let's put those up in our inventory. Alright, so let's go ahead and start working down the path of upgrading our power situation. So I want to move towards magmators. Magmators are going to take lava and turn them directly into power. This is going to produce 80 FE per tick at the starter level, 160 FE at the basic level, and 400 FE at the hardened level. So in order to get to hardened, we are going to start needing energized steel, which comes from the energizing section of Powah. This is something that we haven't dove into yet, so I definitely think that it's a good idea that we do dive into that. So let's go ahead and start taking a peek. Let's just actually pull up Powah as a whole. Alright, so the first thing we are going to need, where is it? Is this thing right here, the energizing orb. So let's go ahead and grab that. Make ourselves a dielectric casing. And we should be able to craft the energizing orb. That is going to complete some of this quest. We have energizing rods in our inventory, I believe. rod. Yep, we've got 3 of them total, so there's a starter and there's 2 basic. That is going to complete this quest. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves a flux point. Come over here. Place a flux point down. Set this to main. Get the energy cables and place it here. Put those up in our inventory. Grab our energizing orb. Our starter rod can go up on top here. Basic one on that side, and then the other basic one on that side. And now that is going to output power into this energizing orb. So if we go ahead and grab some gold and some iron, and we place 1 and 1, it is going to energize that and give us 2 energized steel. Right, energized steel, yep. So we'll take that out, put one in, and I'm going to do this a whole bunch, probably with this whole stack of iron and gold, and I'll bring you back. Alright, so there is our last craft of that. So we have 2 stacks of energized steel now. So let's go ahead and sleep away this rain and the nighttime real quick. Alright, perfect. So let's go ahead and go over here. So in order to make the hardened capacitor, we are going to need a large capacitor, which is 2 capacitors. So let's go ahead and make a pile of those. Make some large capacitors. I don't know how many of these we need, so let's just make 4 for now. Let's go ahead and do this. Make 8 of them? Sure, why not? Put away the energized steel. Put away the basic capacitors. Gonna go ahead and grab ourselves, in order to make a Magmator hardened, we need 2 of these, plus a dielectric casing, plus a Magmator basic, plus a Magmator starter. So let's go ahead and make some buckets. Let's make 16 buckets, because I'm not quite sure how many of these Magmators we're going to make. Let's go ahead and make some of these. Need some more iron bars. There's no reason why we can't have a couple stacks of those. We have 1,500 iron. Make some of that. Let's make some of the upright ones. Put those away. Let's go ahead and make some more dielectric casings. If we're making 8, if we have 8, that means we can make 4. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that should be enough to make 4 hardened Magmators. So let's go ahead and do this. We don't have any dielectric paste, so let's make some more of that. Make 8 more. Go ahead and clear that out. Magmator. We need some basic capacitors, so let's make 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead and put the buckets away. Let's make completed a quest, hopefully. Yep, okay. Let's go ahead and make 4 basic Magmators. Need some more power capacitors. Go ahead and do that. That should complete a quest. And now we'll go back in here. We should be able to make 4 hardened. Perfect. That is going to complete that. So let's go ahead and place these over here. 3 and 4. Now we need to fill these with lava. How are we going to collect lava? Well, we are going to have to dive into either a little bit of Create or find a pump module for our builder. I think it's going to be easier to dive into create because that is going to be an infinite source of lava. Granted, I have never really played with a whole lot of create, so I'm not quite sure how easy this is going to be. But let's go ahead and take a peek at what we need. So over here, I've had this bookmarked for quite some time now, is a hose pulley. So we need a copper plate, which we can use an ore hammer and 2 copper ingots. So let's go ahead and, so sorry for the flashing. Grab this and this. Let's just make 4 copper plates because you never know when you're going to need them. We'll go back ahead in here. We have that. Copper casing is a copper on a stripped log by the looks of it. So if we grab one of those and one of those, place that down, right click with our axe, and boom, we have a copper casing. Put that away. Oh, we did make ourselves an axe. It's got Unbreaking 3, Fortune 2, and Nature's Mend. I really only keep leaving the Fortune on there because I would love to be able to extract it later on down the line. But this is made out of a gold head, an iron rod, a string binding, a leather grip, a diamond tip upgrade, and a netherite coating. So those are our abilities that are on it. We're at 300 durability, but with the Unbreaking 3, that's a lot better than you'd think. A repair efficiency of 115, enchantment value of 27, which is why we got that fortune, and some decent harvest speed. So we can clear Powah out of our thing. Let's go ahead and do this. In order to get dried kelp, we need to cook kelp, and we don't have any kelp, to be honest. So we are going to have to find ourselves an ocean. Ocean. Just a regular one, I believe, is good enough. There's one just 400 blocks over here. Hey, look at that. Here is our 9 dried kelp. So let's go ahead and craft our dried kelp block. And now we can craft a hose pulley. In order to activate this hose pulley, we are going to need a crank from Create, which is an andesite alloy and some planks. How do we make an andesite alloy? That's andesite and iron nuggets. So let's go ahead and grab 2 of that. Thankfully, we have the andesite biome right beneath us. So we lucked out there. Let's make that. Let's make that. And now we just need to bring this thing to the underworld or the nether. But first, we are going to need ourselves an ender tank. So ender tank. In order to craft one of these, we just need some of that. So we're going to need some white wool. Let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that. Boom. Make 2 ender tanks. We are going to want some fluid pipes and some pipe upgrades. Like so. We're going to want 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of those. All right, so these are going to extract 2 buckets per minute, which is quite a bit. We completed a quest. It's going to give us an iron wand. We completed the ender bag, ender chest, and ender tanks. Let's go ahead and just put those up in there. I believe you shift right click to set that to a storage. Let's try it real quick, just because I'm talking about it now. I'm curious. So if we go over here and shift right click this, yep, so that's going to set it to the black, blue. So if we ever want to monitor our ender storage from afar, or if we want to set up a personal ender storage for just carrying stuff around, I don't know why we would because we have a backpack, but if we ever want to set that up, we can. Let's go ahead and put away those blocks of redstones, put away the iron wand, and now, from what I know, if you hold W on this to ponder, and then hit D to look at this final option, It says that when deploying the hose pulley into a large enough ocean, it will provide fluids without affecting the source. So I'm assuming that that means lava as well. So if we head our way into the nether, let's go to the nether tower, because I believe this is just over this lava pool. Correct. Let's go ahead and go over here. Let's place down... Grab some blocks real quick so we can build a little thing. I forgot that basalt was placed directionally. Let's go ahead and place that down there. Grab our crank. Alright, so if we shift click, it will go in the proper direction. So we're going to do this until it's lowered all the way. And then on the opposite side, we are going to have to place our tank. So upon placing a tank here, we got this achievement, tapping the mantle. Pump a body of lava large enough to be considered infinite. Something tells me that this is going to work. I don't know what, but something tells me that it's going to work. So let's go ahead and grab our axe so those piglins don't attack us. Warp back to home. And now we can go over here to our magmators and grab our... let's go ahead and break these real quick. Let's place our tank down here. Place our fluid pipe on top of it. Extract out of there. Place that on there. And then boom, 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 and boom. All of these should be filling now. Then if we grab our 4 of those and a flux plug, we can do this, 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 and this, and then place down our flux plug, set this to battery, and now we are going to be inputting, we should be, priority of 1. This is going to input nothing. Why isn't this working? That's because I didn't do down, I did south. Extract. Off. That's down, and that's down. Okay, so this is finally working. I realized the problem. Awesome. So this is going to be outputting 600 FE per tick. All of these are producing 400 FE per tick. It looks like this is the one that is currently outputting its power. These are directional, by the way. So 2 of these are facing this direction and 2 of them are facing the other direction. But let's go ahead real quick and set the colors. So let's grab these mystical petals. Turn 2 of them red. And then we'll do the center band as red. Like that. And now if we go back to our lava. Wrong one. Another tower. Do our center one as red. And now those are connected. We can go home. And now those should still be working. So if we right click on that, it is telling us that we have 31. But long story short, we've got 3 full batteries, so 6,000 or 6 million FE on at hand at any given time. Now, the next thing that we would like to set up more than likely is wireless charging. This battery has served us well, but I don't think that it is going to last forever. So we can go ahead and retire it to our backpack after we make ourselves a flux controller. This flux controller is going to enable wireless crafting. So we need 4 flux blocks, which means we need some flux cores, which means we need some ender pearls, or eyes of ender. Let's go ahead and make 4 of those. Let's make some of those. We need to make flux blocks, that's right. Okay, so we need some more of these. That should be good. We only need one more of those. And now we should be able to craft that. Perfect. Just put those flux cores away. Grab our flux controller. Let's place that down here. This is the north, so the south face we need to extract into here. Let's go ahead and set this to main. And then wireless charging. We will do wireless charging active. Curio slots. Hotbar. Offhand, main hand. Armor and inventory. Oh, we can't do inventory. Okay, so apply. So this is now going to charge everything in our system without us actually needing anything. So we'll let this hit 1,000,000 FE, and then we will go ahead and put it in our backpack and retire it. We have wireless power and infinite power with, we were just using Magmators, which are 60 times 2. This was 320 FE per tick, and we upgraded to 1600 FE per tick. So quite an upgrade, and we've got 6,000,000 FE on backlog, and we've also got a way to craft the power resources. So guys, I think that is going to do it for today's episode. If you liked the video, go ahead and leave a like. If you disliked it, you can go ahead and dislike. If there's anything that you'd like to say to me or the other people of YouTube, you can do that in the comment section down below. But for now, I would just like to say, have a good night, or good morning, or good evening, or good afternoon, or whatever it is for you. Just have a good day. Be happy. This has been Say-La-Vee, and bye-bye.